The older I get, I can fall and drop back up and not miss a beat and not care if anybody's seen it or not. This is part of life. I think a lot of things that we were embarrassed about when we were younger, it's just because it's happened to us and we haven't experienced it yet. And we're just looking at, oh my gosh, why me? When essentially a lot of this stuff happens to everybody.
Correct.
At some point in their lives.
Right.
Right? And then once you get older, you figure out, shit, I'm not the only one. So why should I feel bad about it?
True. For me, I definitely agree with that as well. I think, I've been to like the hedonism resort in Jamaica. A couple times, right? And sometimes when people hear about, hedonism, you have this idea that it's a bunch of hot women that's there and stuff. And then you go there and it's like these older ladies and these older men and stuff. And it's like they're walking around and they don't care. And it's like, yeah, they're just free to just be themselves. Like they've, you've lived life. You've gone through the stage where you're trying to impress everybody. You've gone through the stage where you had the kids. You've gone through where you feel insecure about yourself. And then you're just like, why am I doing all this? like, I'm alive. Like you just accept it and then you just move with it. And that's it. So I think, when you're younger, there's a lot more pressure, to conform to, certain norms, to look a certain way, be a certain way, have certain things. And then you get older and you're like, yo, all that stuff is nonsense, man. I'm just happy to be alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you what pertains to insecurities, both of you, right? Is there some insecurity? Okay. Do you feel that some people can't get over specific insecurities, hence why the shame will still be everlasting?
I mean, I think that's an individual thing, right? So there will be people who can't get over whatever, but I don't think you could say, just one particular insecurity, no one is going to get over it. We're all going to have it forever. I think it's an individual thing. And as individuals, we all have our histories, we all have our triggers, we all have our different things. And I think so for a lot of people, there might be, specific things that they'll never, be able to get over or figure out how to get over. But I think, for most of us, most of the stuff, you just get to a point where you're like, this doesn't even matter.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, right? But I don't expect me from other people. So now the kicker is where I'll meet somebody who might be a little bit older, right? Like I know an older lady where I would feel that, like you said, the older you get, let everything hang. Right. I went to a gym with one of my boys. We were like 20 something at the time. We were like a gap between us. 2 white dudes came in there straight out the shower. Captain Morgan pulls on the bench and just started talking about hockey and dicks is out. And I'm looking like, they didn't give 0 fucks. Right. No fucks was given that day. And I was looking, I'm like, yeah, I'm not about that life. But then like the older I get, I'm like, yeah, I respect them dudes. But I never forget about that day, right? I'm almost 40. And then I'm thinking about that day. And I was like, maybe under 25. And I was like, yeah. I need to channel that energy when I get older. Right. Now there's some people where I would think an older demographic, certain shit like shame is gone. But I still feel like some people, I don't know if it's an insecurity. That's why I'm saying the insecurity aspect. Yeah.
Right.
Because, with insecurities, it'll kind of linger on the person. So they're like, well, this will never change about me. And I might be this way and stuff till I'm die.
Right.
They might be insecure about their look, their teeth, their forehead, their whatever the hell. I don't know.
Right.
And they'll just continuously carry that through life. So now somebody was to say, with your big, I don't know, forehead or something like that, the insecurities are kicking and the shame was already there. So I'm like, the older you get, you may be so. You've been with that forehead from like, let's say 10. Right. Most people tend to grow into some of their facial features about like the 10, 12 preteen time and then still carrying it.
Yeah, no, I agree with Dwayne. I think at that point, it's an individual thing. And it is going to be a hang up that you can't get over. It's like I was saying earlier, like when you're young and you go through it, the embarrassment might be there because it may be the first time it's happening. It may feel like it's only happened to you, but once you realize like, nah, like things happen and it happens to other people. You're not just alone in this situation. Then it becomes a little bit more easy to digest and to say, man, I fell today. I'm probably like the 7th person that fell in the last hour or so. Then you can laugh it off, right? It's no longer like, woe is me. Did that person over there just see? Are they on the cell phone telling somebody else that I just fell?